Hey, welcome everyone. I'm Penny,
I'm Maggie.
and this is Gen X Living Life. And today we're going to talk about old words that have new meanings today. They still have the same old meanings, but now they have brand new meanings. Yeah, and if we talked to someone back in the 40 years ago, do you think we would understand each other, Maggie?
I think there would be a whole host of
Yeah,
misunderstandings there.
I
It would be
agree.
a comedy of errors.
It would be, because we're talking about something totally different and they're talking about something else. But a lot of times now we can't even talk about things without using these new meanings. So, I mean, something that's I remember from a child, we would say, go make a Xerox. Remember that? And it's Xerox is actually a brand, but it's actually copies. Now we say copies.
Copies, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And carbon paper, remember that?
I remember carbon
Carbon
paper. I used to love
copy.
carbon paper, except, you would get inky
On your
fingers.
fingers, yeah. Yeah, so it's like, a carbon copy, yeah, but now we say CC in email.
A CC, if people ever wondered what CC means,
It
it
means
goes from way back carbon copy because back in the day, everything was typed and people received a copy here and there. And so these forms had carbon paper in
in
between.
between.
And that's where your copies came
Right,
from.
and you had to press hard to
Mm,
make sure it all goes through every copy. Yeah.
exactly. And so, it would go to the file, another one would go to the recipient, another one would go to
The
whoever was
seller or
whoever
whatever,
else
yeah.
was referenced in there. And
Yeah.
so that's what CC means. It's like, those people listed that are relevant got a copy out of that carbon paper,
Right.
and it wasn't the best quality either.
Yeah, because if you're the last one, you could barely see anything. So another term that we use is cut and paste. We do that in computers. We cut something and we paste it. But now we use it for people who look alike. Like,
Well,
right?
if you go further back, I when I was in the military, there was this lady. She was a civilian worker. She would actually take old documents and she would cut them
And
and
paste
paste
them.
them to make a new
Document.
copy document
Oh,
out
and
of
then
that.
photocopy it? Like,
Yes, and she would
oh.
photocopy. She would Xerox it.
Xerox.
And so, and that was she literally cut
Oh
and
my
paste.
gosh.
Mhm.
So
Or
literally,
taped.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, and create a new document and do it that way.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
Well, now it means, let's say, I have a kid and he looks just like me. He's like my mini me, and people would say, "Oh, she just cut and paste
Yep.
her kid."
Yep.
Yeah. So, also mail. Remember, we had mail. It just had one meaning. Now,
Yep.
some
The
meaning.
US Postal Service, the mailman or the mail carrier. Um, yep.
Yeah, but now we call regular mail snail mail, and then we've got email,
Yeah, because
which,
email is instant
yeah,
and snail mail, I mean,
is
it took
not
days.
instant.
Yeah.
Even telephones, right? Telephones used to be just telephones. Now
Mhm.
we've got a cell phone. We've got what's called a smartphone, right? And prior to that, we had what's called a dumb phone. In
Yep.
hindsight, we call it a dumb phone because it didn't have internet. And now we call the older telephones landlines. Just,
If anybody
yeah.
even still has a landline.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people do.
Yeah.
Some people do. And it's probably good in case of an emergency. If all the cell towers are down, it's good to have one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's always
That's
good to
true.
have one. Or the electricity's out, the landline should work, right?
It should work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Another thing we call differently now, taxi cabs.
Yep.
We
Those yellow cabs, those yellow taxis.
yellow cabs, yellow taxis. Now we say Uber or Lyft. I'm gonna Uber over.
Yep.
It's like a verb.
Uber over because the taxis used to be part of a company, and the cab drivers were employees of the company. They would be the drivers, but
Right.
now Uber and Lyft, those are all independent contractors that use their own car
Yeah.
to give
Right.
people take people where they needed to go. So,
Yeah, sometimes it's used as an adjective, sometimes it's a verb. So
hmm
yeah. And then we also do food delivery through Uber,
hmm
right? Or DoorDash. We'll say, let's
yeah,
DoorDash some pizza.
yeah, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all of that,
So many
which I
things.
don't use because I seldom get delivery for food. I mean, for groceries I do, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then like a taxi driver, right? Now the word driver has a different meaning as well,
hmm
right? A driver is, I guess, a program for, let's say, a driver for a printer, something you
Right.
download, and it drives the printer. Just got a
Exactly.
totally
Yep.
different meaning.
A different meaning, although you can still use the other one,
Yeah,
driver. There's no
yeah,
new word for driver
right. But it's like
in the
a has,
traditional sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
it has another meaning now. So
Yeah.
interesting stuff, right? I mean, I find it interesting because it makes sense though. It's a driver. And then here's an ambiguous word, partner. When you
It could
say,
be it could be your business partner, which would be an associate. It could mean your spouse. Um, it could mean your girlfriend or boyfriend.
yeah,
So,
so many things, but some people like to just keep it ambiguous and say
mhm.
partner and not get into it. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Or whoever they're shacking up with.
Yeah. I guess it's a good word. It's a good blanket word and it keeps the mystery alive. Don't have to get into people's business.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Before we used to say waiter, and now the more modern term is server at a restaurant, right?
hmm
But server can also be used in the computer world, right?
hmm
And so that's a new meaning for an old word, right?
Yep.
Remember nepotism baby?
Yeah.
Now,
Nepo
yeah,
babies.
now it's nepo baby, which sounds better, I think. But yeah, it sounds
Yeah, but nepotism um, means basically, okay, you got your uncle got their nephew their job, or
yeah,
you got your brother hired for the. So nepo baby to me sounds like the kid of the person who's
right,
working there.
right, right.
Yeah. So that may I don't know if that applies to all nepos or just um, the offspring.
Yeah, I think it's more specific where it's the child of the successful person. So it's a
hmm
little more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
remember as kids we would say hook up
yep. Let's go hook up over at the
at the
mall,
mall, at the movies.
at the
Now
movies.
now if we said that people would be looking at us like what the heck?
That's not what it means.
Do not say that.
It just means it was a logistical coordination. We're gonna meet at the
Yeah.
movies. It's just a meeting.
Yeah.
Like meet me at the movies and meet
Right.
me at the you
At the
know
mall.
at the
Yeah.
mall or whatever. That's it. Not today's
Not
meeting.
today. Just be careful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Please let us know, your situation if it's happened to you where you accidentally found out a different meaning for a word that you used your whole life.
Exactly.
So yeah, and also please smash that like button and subscribe button,
Yes,
and
please do. It'll help
yeah,
our channel a whole lot.
yeah,
And that way we'll be able to put out more
more content.
episodes and maybe one day more than once a week.
Yeah,
So, and we're getting better and better at this.
hopefully
So,
we are.
anyway, yeah,
Yeah, thank you, and
take care. See
bye.
you next time.
Bye.
Bye.